All right, so Ms. Freeman, you want me to get started?
Absolutely. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, first and foremost, good evening, Panda families. I am that lovely voice that you have been hearing over and over on your telephones. I'm the proud principal, Jovita Wallace, and I'm super excited to have you here and joining us today for our first workshop. And this, to me, is one of the most important workshops because it is how you get access to everything. So you want to just make sure that you utilize it and definitely become familiar with the campus parent portal. And so today we will go through that and talk to you about the importance of it. And I have facilitating with me and actually doing most of the leading today will be Ms. Tamika Freeman, who is our parent liaison. And she's phenomenal. She helps with my communication. So you'll see a lot of messages from she and I, as well as my assistant principal, Dr. Smith, with regards to operations of the school and things that you need to know, and just keeping you informed about resources in the community as well. All right, Ms. Freeman, take it away.
All right. So our agenda for this evening is, as you can see, the purpose is to train parents on the use of Infinite Campus, the parent portal, to access student information. And just a brief overview of what we'll go over this evening is what is the Infinite Campus parent portal, how to create an account, the settings and features, and we're also going to discuss harms of copyright piracy. Following it up by any questions. And once again, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat during any time, or when we get to a stopping point, feel free to unmute your mic to ask any questions you may have. So, what is Parent Portal? Parent Portal allows parents to view their students' information from home, such as their grades, behavior, homework, test results, and more. So, how do I create my account? So I'm going to try to drop a link in the chat right now. If you have not created your Infinite Campus Portal account, this is your lucky night because we have Mrs. Wallace with us. We also have a form that you can fill out that where you can get your activation key this evening. A pending verification of your information. You can receive your activation key by email this evening. So basically, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Fulton County Schools website page and click on the icon that says Infinite Campus Portal. Over here, you can see in the green, this is what it's going to look like when you click on the arrow. I know it's small and I do apologize. I couldn't get any bigger, but you're going to click where it says to create an account. When you create this on this button, this green box below is going to pop up. You're going to enter the information as it says, student first and last name, the ID number, the student date of birth, and your student's grade.
And I'm just going to jump in here to talk about the parent portal's importance before we go on. We no longer, in Fulton County Schools, we no longer give paper report cards. And a lot of parents that are new to our district are in shock or like, I didn't get the report card. And I'm like, it's populated and it's accessible in your parent portal. So our 4.5 week progress reports will be coming up soon. And then our report cards every 9 weeks. So this is very important. It also is where your child's attendance is housed. So if you want to verify attendance, if you think there's an error in attendance, you can see it real time because it's entered daily by the teachers in Infinite Campus, and you have access to view it in the parent portal. Also, you can update your emergency contact information, which is so important. A lot of our families have transitions going on in terms of uh, emergency contacts, maybe relocating, so they have to change the name of their backup person. And the way to keep us accurate and up to date is making sure that you do it in the parent portal because it's directly linked to the school. Also, Infinite Campus is how I am able and the district to send mass communications. For example, when the power was out, I did not have my laptop because we had no power. So I was able to use my cell phone connected to the parent portal and send out a blast to everyone, as well as I used it to do our class dojo. But only the parents that are linked in the parent portal or have accounts are the ones that got the notifications. So that means if your information is inaccurate, you didn't get the information you needed either. So if you had the wrong email address or you no longer use it, you're missing pertinent information that's coming. Also, if there's inclement weather, that's how the district sends those mass notifications out in calling posts, emails, and those text message blasts. So you want to make sure that you are connected. So again, I'm glad that we're here, and I'm glad to see so many because we still have parents joining. So I kind of did that as a transition to give other people a second to be here. And I'm excited you're here to create your account.
Thank you, Mrs. Wiley. So here's another one. There is campus parent and there's campus student. I have a sixth grade. No, I don't. Oh my goodness, I have an eighth grader, and I'm able to check his progress as well. But he has a campus student account in which he can check his own information. Now, why don't you want to use your student's account? This allows you to only see that one particular student. So say that you have multiple students in multiple grade levels. If you're using that student account, you can only access that one student. So you're still missing out on important and critical information. Um, Also, they cannot change your login. See, on a campus student account, they can change their login anytime they don't want you to have access. On a campus parent account, they don't have any access. So that is another great feature, and that is why you have to, well, you should have your own account. So
And
I
I just
have,
wanted to say, I am a aunt of a senior. I have a high school senior, and his mother has added me as the guardian so that I can have access to his portal. So when my nephew is having a moment of life check and reality checks needed, Auntie just logs in to see how he's doing, and we have a crucial conversation to make sure we stay on track to help mom out as she's taking care of the little brothers and little sisters. So again, it is a very important tool, and I'm encouraging every parent to get familiar and utilize it.
absolutely, excuse me, absolutely. So your next step after you create an account, it's going to ask you for the activation key. That was that green screen that we saw earlier. Um, Good question, Ms. Graves. Thank you. If you have more than one child, once you use this activation key to create your portal, you will be able to add all of your children in one space. So it is super easy to use. I'm going to go through some of the features as well. So thank you so much for that question. And once again, dropped the link for a form in the chat. If you need your activation key because they are personalized, please complete that form. It'll go straight to us, and we can email you your key ASAP. So please be sure to do that part as well.
But I do want to make sure that everyone understands the importance of keeping their key to be their key. So it should not be shared. Like I had to get my own activation key as a second guardian because it's private information. For example, in the student portal, if your kid has a learning disability and has an IEP, an individual education plan, that information is sensitive and that is private and that is in their portal. So you want to make sure that you don't share it loosely and haphazardly. It should be with the parent or guardian, and we verify that. We can only give the activation key to who listed as a guardian in Infinite Campus upon registration. So that is something I have to verify. So when you fill out this form, I'm going to go and check that you are who you say you are and that you are allowable based on your registration for your student to have access. And then I'll send the activation keys out to each parent.
Any questions so far?
And feel free to unmute if you have questions or drop it in the chat. Unfortunately, Ms. Freeman, I can't respond to the chat. It says I can't send messages, but my computer's been haywire today.
Absolutely. I'll keep an eye on it as well and let you know if something pops up. I'm multitasking from home, people. I have two laptops up and a phone. Virtual meetings. Moving on. So almost done. Now you'll select your username and password. As these are really critical files and everything, you really want to make sure you use a secure email address. You want to give us the best email address because that is the only way we can keep in touch with you. So please don't give us your Yahoo that you haven't used in 10 years. Please give us the most up-to-date information, because the more information we have, the better we can stay connected in communication. And make sure your, like she said, make sure your password as well stays safe, because it is important. It's linked to critical and important information about your student and your family. So after you have created, oh, anybody have any questions? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Yes, ma'am.
It's asking for my daughter's student number, and I haven't received a student number. She hasn't either.
Okay, the probably the best thing to do would to still be, if you can complete, send an email to Mrs. Wallace. I'm gonna put her email in the chat. If you'll send an email to Mrs. Wallace with like the pertinent information, your first and last name, your student's first and last name,
I can
grade.
look up the student number.
Yes, she can get that number for you. I'm putting that in the chat right now. Please give me a minute. Thank you, everyone, for your patience.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can email Mrs. Wallace as well. Ms. Graves, I just dropped Ms. Wallace's email, so please feel free to email her as well.
Okay. Is it in the email?
Her the chat. If you click on the little, if you're using it on a computer, if you click up at the top where the little circle is, that's
No,
to
I'm on the
open the
phone.
chat.
I,
Freeman, can you drop it back in the chat? Because remember, I can't maneuver. I'm gonna try to log in on my cell phone to help out that way too.
No problem. Just dropped it again.
The
Okay.
link to the form.
Oh yes, absolutely. Sorry. Thank you all for your patience. Give us just a second. I try to keep doing this as we move, because you have to scroll all the way back up to the top. So I try to drop it as much as I can. Okay, and there's that form if you need the activation key. So after you get that activation key and you create your username and password, you have successfully set up your account. It will take you back to the main login page to log in. And so that's what this page looks like. Now we'll get into a few of the features. This is your opening screen. You'll have access over here on the left side to all of your family information and information on your students. Up on the top right where you see the little person, that's you. That's your student. That'll be your student. Any messages that you have will pop up right here where it says district announcement. Any announcements from Fulton County or regarding report cards or attendance or anything, they will pop up here in this main box as soon as you open your page. This is what we were talking about, your household information, which is another reason why it's so important that you keep this information private. Here it's going to have all of your household information. You can do your change of your phone number. It doesn't matter how many times you have to get another number. Please make sure you update it. It takes 2 seconds. Always please keep an updated number, because if something happens, we need to be able to get in touch with you, as well as your email address. If your email address changes, you can change it in here as well at any time. And also, we may ask for verification for your email, your phone number change or your address change. For obvious reasons, we're gonna ask for verification for an address change, just to make sure you're still still in the service area for Brookview.
Yep, and you have to be zoned for Brookview, so we have to verify addresses.
All right, any questions on this page? All right, and thank you to those parents just joining us. This workshop is being recorded, so you did not miss anything, and it will be posted to our Brookview YouTube channel. If you didn't know, we have a Brookview YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Class Dojo. Brookview is the thing. Brookview is the place to be. But please know that this is being recorded, so it will be posted later. Calendar, once again, on this left side are going to be all of your options. This is where you can see your student calendar, where your student has missed the day of attendance, as well as when the school is closed. That will all be located over in the calendar tab. Your student schedule. Yes, our students have schedules. We have different courses and different class periods throughout the day. And as you can see, sorry you can't see my cursor, but right here on the left in the blue, you can see what class it is, what class period, and then you have the teacher and the room. So you'll always know where your student should be at a particular time. And once again, if you look up to the top where I have it blacked out, I'm using my personal account. So where it's blacked out, you'll actually see that will be your student's name. Any questions on student schedule or accessing your student schedule? Awesome. Miss Dudley, to get your student ID number, I have dropped Mrs. Wallace's email address in the chat. I'll drop it again. If you would send her an email with your first and last name, as well as your student's first and last name, grade, and teacher. And once she verifies it, she can send you your student ID number. Thank you for that question. Student attendance, very important. And this is why it's so critical for our staff to ensure that they take attendance by a certain time. It is an expectation at Brookview that our attendance is taken by 8:30. So at any time after that, generally the system stays pretty up to date. You'll be able to check your students' attendance. I apologize. You'll be able to check your students' attendance as well. If your student is absent, please, please, please write a note or call the school. You can call by phone, email, or a class dojo, a message to your student's teacher. If not, they will be counted unexcused. So any questions for that? Additionally, attendance is taken in each period. So let's say your child's first block is language arts. You see they're there. Their second block is math. They are not in math. They're counted absent. But then their third block is science, and they're back in class. You'll be able to keep up with that. So you'll be able to see that as well. Any questions on student attendance?
I just want to chime in here that you want to make sure that it is accurate, because sometimes teachers make errors. And then the system, Infinite Campus, is tied to the district system for attendance monitoring. And so they automatically send out these pre-populated blasts to say your child was absent or your child has missed this many days. And so you want to make sure that it is accurate and that everything is correct, because if there are errors, we want to fix it and rectify it, because if not, you begin the letter blast that are pre-populated through the district, the email blast about it, and then you might even be moved on to social work, as far as like our school social workers being involved with attendance, and it could all be errors. So I try to encourage my teachers to go back and double check their attendance every single day. However, they're human. So I want you to help us be accountable for them. And if there are errors or issues, please let us know.
Okay, Mrs. Wallace, there's a question in the chat also.
Yes, I see Ms. Sheard. So Ms. Sheard, if you are required to quarantine due to COVID, it has to be deemed by the State Board of Health, as well as, or by our student health services, that they have to quarantine for the period of time. They are counted as quarantine absences, so it's not counted as unexcused absence. But you will be notified by the State Board of Health. You should have been contacted by either them or someone from Student Health Services with regards to that. And that all is contingent upon whether or not you entered it in the parent COVID portal. So if any, like let's say it's a parent that tests positive for COVID and the kids have been around, so it's an exposure, you want to put that in that portal, and you want to make sure that the district is aware, so that they can basically tell you, okay, send your kid to school or keep your kid at home for this period of time, and then we'll be able to switch them to quarantine for the purposes of attendance. Also, you want to communicate that with me. A lot of parents email me. You don't have to be. The policy has changed, Ms. Shear. No one should have to be. If you have been verified, that and you have proof and you submitted it to the parent portal or the nurses or myself, we pretty much can tell you just have to send the proof to us and we'll be able to get it verified to say, hey, your kid can come back. But again, it has to be through the State Board of Health or Student Health Services, and I can be the facilitator of that conversation and dialogue to get the ball rolling. So just let me know if that's the issue, and we can talk offline regarding that.
Okay, there's no further questions. Once again, please feel free to unmute, but we're gonna move forward. And here we are with student assessment. As you all know, you hear those terms such as iReady, you hear Illuminate. Those, if you're not used to hearing those you're gonna hear those a lot. These are a lot of the Fulton County assessments that our students will take over the course of the school year. So with that in mind, once you click over here on the left side, I'm sorry guys, that is so small, and my computer is so small. Where it says more, thank you, where it says more, you'll click on more at the bottom left, and then you have a drop down menu of other options. So from here at the very, very bottom, you can see your students' test records and scores and that are taken with the district or the state. Let's see. Right over here where it says FLDS portal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the 7th one down under online registration. So that's where you can click at any time to see student assessments from the state or from the school on a district level. So parent portal help. If you once again go to the Infinite Campus site on the Fulton County Schools webpage, they have a whole library of links and how-to videos. As well as when I'm going to also share some information when I post the video of all of these in handouts as well. So you won't have to go back and watch the video. If you have a specific question, you can go straight to those handouts. Once again, it's almost required strongly to set up a parent portal account. And I'm going to let Mrs. Wallace once again talk about how important that is.
So I kind of already have talked about that, but for those who just joined, again, those mass notifications for emergencies. Right now we're in a pandemic. I can't even imagine not being able to reach every single parent if I need to quickly because of something as simple as you just didn't update your portal or you never accessed it, so you don't get the emails, the call and post, or the text message blast. Right now, I've been able to quickly communicate with families for instances that are coming up, and some of our after school programs and daycares that are associated with our schools, and being able to contact parents with a quick blast to their phones, letting them know, hey, be on the lookout, the daycare should be calling you, they just notified me. It really is helpful. So I really, really, really need you to use this portal, become best friends with it, make sure that you update your information. I can't tell you how many times I send out my weekly newsletters. Ms. Freeman sends that out. We send that out. And I get copied on all of the ones that bounce back because we have the wrong email addresses, which means that's families that are not getting any information. And I try my best to update you guys with all the pertinent information weekly. So please just make sure that you do that and stay connected to Brookview in every way possible. And for those of you who sent me emails, I am already sending you your stuff. So check your email to make sure you got it from me. While you're here, I've been sending them back and forth to you guys for your email address. I know some of you needed student IDs to get started. So I want to make sure you had that to at least get started.
Does anyone else need me to drop that form in the chat? No worries, I'm going to drop it one more time just in case. Okay, and we'll move forward. But once again, if you have any questions or concerns and you can't find an answer specifically on the website, feel free to email Mrs. Wallace or myself. And if I don't know the answer, I promise I'll find out for you. So I'm going to drop my email address in the chat later on as well. But please feel free to email us. We're that kind of school where you can email the principal and she will respond. We are that type of school. So please know that when we say that we want to hear from you, we really mean it. We appreciate and we value your feedback.
And I just want to encourage each and every one of you to make sure that you attend all of our workshops, because we try to give pertinent information based off and give us feedback. So as we're doing these processes, like as Ms. Freeman is going through her slides, at the end of every workshop she facilitates, she's going to ask for feedback. But it's important for us to actually hear from you, to know what you need so that we can cater to you for the workshops that we do for parents for the year. So please help us with that. And then we want you to encourage other parents that should have been here, because we have well over 500 kids at Brookview and we have 13 parents here now. Now, some already have access to Parent Portal, but we have quite a few new families that should probably be here. So I need you to just share there and spread the word, and let's get our families connected the same way you are.
I have a question.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
How long does it take for the activation key to come back?
Oh, I'm gonna send it to you today. If you send me, like right now, I'm sending out people who are emailing me. Once you fill out this form that Ms. Freeman, can you redrop it in the chat? You'll fill
Absolutely.
out the form, and I'll verify your registration with your child's names, and then I can send you your parent activation key. I'm gonna try to do it tonight before my next meeting at 7:30. This is lofty thinking, but I think I can do it.
You can. You do all things, Mrs. Wallace. You're amazing. And someone was asking, parent portal. Now, if your sweet baby is another student at Brookview, then you'll be able to add them once you create your account. You'll be able to add children under student information. If your student goes to another Fulton County school, then you will have to call that school directly for their activation key, if I'm not mistaken. No, you
Miss
should be
Graves,
able
you
to
have
add it.
two
I'm
at
sorry.
Brookview, right?
If it's at Brookview, you're good. Even if not, I think you still should be able to add your student as long as you have your student information, the ID number. I'm
To say
sorry.
yes, ma'am. Yeah, I got two.
Yeah, because I was so I believe it I don't have parent access. I can't see how it works from the parent side. But
Gotcha.
I would be more than willing, or Miss Freeman and I, to walk it through you with you, and have to kind of see what it looks like from your
Oh,
end in
I
order to
am
be able to
tech
walk you
dumb.
through the steps to add your other child.
We don't have time. I am tech dumb. I'm gonna try.
I
I'll take
understand.
up
I
the
totally
whole
understand.
meeting.
But you did the first step. You're connected for
Yep.
one. So all we got to do is get you connected for the next one. And what I can do, and what Miss Freeman and I can do, we can send out the parent guide, like the directions. We'll send that to you guys
Okay.
electronically as well.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That's what we are here for. And you know what? If it gets bad enough, I'll be out there in the parking lot with you and we'll figure it out together. That's just what we do. Safely, but we'll get it done. Teamwork makes the dream work. So, are there any more questions about Campus Portal? Please feel free to ask whatever you need. And this is the time before I transition into copyright infringement. So this is the time if you have any other questions about Parent Portal that we can answer this evening. And that's okay. If you think of something, either put it in the chat or after the copyright video is finished, feel free to ask. So we're going to move forward to copyright infringement. And what that basically is to protect people against unauthorized duplication of a creator's work. And that's very, very important as our students are going to school and they're starting to do more projects, PowerPoint presentation. It's very important that we teach them about plagiarism and copywriting. You can't just take a song from the radio and put it in your presentation and not credit the song. You can't take words from a book and put it into your paper. That's plagiarism. So it's very important that we as parents understand it so we can help our students as well as they are doing their reports. So I have a very brief video that I want to show you, and I'm going to follow this up with a handout as well that will be sent electronically. Please let me know if you can hear my volume. Can you hear the volume?
I cannot, not yet. You want to unshare and then try it one more again to select audio?
Yes, ma'am. I don't know what happened. Thank you all for your patience. Just gonna go from here. I'm sorry, guys. It's stuck on me.
Whether you're a local artist composing your own music,
We
or
hear it. Now we
Pretty-
just need
next
present
blockbuster.
mode.
all creators should understand how copyright
Thank you. My apologies, guys. When I
No,
couldn't-
it's fine. And technology is an interesting beast right now. So we are doing wonderfully.
Thank you. Okay, here we go.
whether you're a local artist composing your own music or a Whether you're a local artist composing your own music or a massive studio filming the next blockbuster, all creators should understand how copyright, public domain, and fair use affect their work. Although these legal concepts can be somewhat confusing, we're here to break things down into easily understood language. Keep in mind that this video should not be taken as legal advice. Also, we'll be focusing on copyright in the United States. Copyright is the concept that original works
You know what, guys? I am not going to waste your time. I will share this YouTube video with you all. I don't know why I keep buffering it. Maybe because I have so many computers up.
And you know what? You can just drop the link in there because it's only a 2-minute video. So parents, you can watch it at your leisure. Because it is buffering. And again, we want to honor your time and keep to our time commitments as well.
Absolutely. So thank you all again. Gonna go back to this last slide, and that is it. So if anybody else has any questions about Infinite Campus or Parent Portal at this time, this would definitely be the time to ask. Well, if
I
not,
have one question.
yes, ma'am, please. Go ahead, Mom. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. We can't hear. I think it was Miss Graves. I'm not sure which voice I heard. But
It
unmute yourself.
was,
Okay, go for it, Miss
I
Graves.
just needed, thank you. I just needed clarity.
Miss Graves, I could not hear your question. Miss Freeman, are you able to hear her?
It started and then it kind of just muted out, but I was able to hear the beginning.
So what was the beginning of the question? And maybe she can drop it in the chat so that I can answer it because I couldn't hear
It
it.
wasn't you. She wasn't able to ask her question before it started going. For the volume went out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you back, Miss Graves? Is that you? Okay, I'm sorry. Well, at any rate, please drop it in the chat or send us an email, or just stay on the meeting after we have dismissed everyone else. So with that being said, one of the most important things, thank you all again so much for being with us this evening. You have no idea how important this is to us and to our school and to our babies that you all are here. And we just really appreciate it.
Absolutely. 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 And I hope that you will attend our other ones. We try to keep them short and sweet, but very informative so that parents leave with tools that they can use every time. And our workshops range from things as simple as this to resources to help with literacy, math, things you can do at home to build and strengthen your kids academically, supporting your kids with technology. Maybe you need some technology touch up. So we tend to help parents help their kids in our workshop. So we really hope that you come, and we hope that you share that with other families as well. And most importantly, we need you to give us feedback on this presentation, and make sure you completed that form. And Ms. Freeman, if you'll drop it one more time, the form, both links, the links to your survey as well as the links to the form for me to give the activation keys, I can get started on that now.
Okay, I am dropping that form once again. And like Mrs. Wallace just said about the evaluation, as we are a Title I school, we are required to have these workshops. The survey is is very critical, especially for my position, as I am here for Title I, paid by Title I. Essentially, I'm here for us, for you. So these evaluations are very important for me. It lets me know the effectiveness of the meeting, other things that you all would like to see, other meetings that you all might like to have. And as of right now, all meetings will be virtual until further notice. But like we said, they're very brief, but very informational. And sometimes, sometimes Mrs. Wallace will have parent meetings as well that are virtual. And we try our best to give you as much notification as we can before any meeting, because like we said, your input is so valuable to us. So I'm not going to hold you all any longer. I want to thank you again so much for joining us this evening. And we will see our pandas bright and early in the morning if there are no other questions.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you guys so much, and thank you for being here. Make sure you filled out that form so I can go ahead and start sending you guys the activation keys after I verify.
Okay. Bye-bye.
And
Take care, y'all.
bye, guys. Have a good one. Stay safe, stay masked up, and let's make sure that we tell others to join us for the next one.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much this evening.
Bye.
Have a good night, everyone.